How you could be making the same mistakes as Qantas. New York University marketing professor Scott Galloway described advertising as akin to a turd floating in a swimming pool, suggesting that it interrupts an otherwise pleasant experience. For most people, advertising is an unwanted intrusion that offers little value. Whilst advertising can deliver benefits to advertisers and is sometimes necessary, it is rarely the key to a successful marketing strategy. Just ask Qantas. Reports suggest that Qantas invests more than $100 million a year on marketing-related communication, and whilst its awareness is high, its brand image in 2023 is far from ideal. To quote a recent AFR article, fewer Australians are trusting Qantas because of factors relating to reliability and customer service, and more of them are distrusting the airline because of poor service as well as being perceived as a poor employer. What is more, no amount of advertising or public relations for that matter will repair the image and restore the value to the Qantas brand or ensure that the brand realises its potential. The impact of advertising is further limited by the finding that 75% of consumers do not believe the messages being communicated. But the real problem for Qantas goes much deeper than this. Scott Galloway once asked an audience, what do Apple, Google, Netflix, Facebook and Amazon all have in common? Answering his own question, Galloway simply said, a fucking great product. And he was right. Contrary to the view propagated by most advertising agencies, it is not great creative or a great media plan that sets a great brand apart, but rather a great product. Whilst Alan Joyce maintained that Qantas outperformed other airlines on most customer metrics, the customer didn't agree, and it is the customer who ultimately defines great. While Qantas has demonstrated a capacity to please shareholders, they have been less successful in pleasing consumers. The recent outcry over limiting the access of Qatar Airlines to Australia suggests that a good deal of Qantas's financial success comes from the lack of alternatives. In considering the importance of the product, it is instructive to consider brands like Tesla, Zara, Rolls-Royce, Krispy Kreme, Costco and Patagonia. Whilst all of these brand leaders operate in competitive markets, none have advertising budgets. Instead of relying on advertising and communication, these brands have developed a great product, underpinned by the culture needed to support a great product. These brands also recognise that advertising has little to offer when it comes to repeat business, referral, and maximising the lifetime value of each customer. Every great marketing campaign prioritises developing a great product. Advertising may be necessary for some businesses, but it may not be, especially if the business has a great product. And there is a volume of evidence suggesting that the better the product, the less the need for advertising. The advertising budget for Apple as a percentage of revenue is 0.25%. By comparison, the advertising budget for Telstra in Australia as a percentage of revenue is 2%. The advertising budget for IKEA as a percentage of revenue is 1%, half of that of Myer at 2%. For more on consumer behaviour and creating a great product, visit www.djohncarlsonesq.com. That's www.djohncarlsonesq.com. Or email me, johnc@linkintegrated.com. That's johnc@linkintegrated.com. I'm John Carlson. Thanks for listening.